What's going on, everybody? No Friendo here, and we are going to be doing something really cool and something new on this channel. We are going to be going game hunting around the Treasure Valley in southeastern Idaho. That's right. Our first stop is going to be Retro World in downtown Nampa, Idaho. Steve Griffin is the owner of this store, and we're going to be going in here highlighting his store. And he also said he got a couple things actually in that are really collectible and rare in the gaming community. I can't wait to see what he has, guys. So I will be showing that at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned. But let's shop around his store and see what he has. So as you guys can see here in this footage, there is a ton of games to look at in Retro World. I mean, there is a very, very large inventory in this store. I mean, there's everything you could possibly think of, guys. We got everything from Wii to Xbox One, and we got a lot of retro stuff to look at in this video. There are a couple things that I do want for the Wii and for the Xbox One, so I always glance over that section, and there was one that I spotted while I was there that was only $3.99. I've never heard of it, and it's this one right here, Extinction, on the Xbox One. It looks kind of cool. I mean, the lure of it looks kind of cool. I was thinking about picking it up. And on the back, look at it. I mean, it says cool as hell right there. So maybe it is cool. I don't know. So, but I passed on it for now. I will keep my eye on that one. I'm actually going to look it up when I get home on YouTube and see what kind of game it is. But it's something I'm definitely interested in. Now, I always jump over to the Nintendo Gamecube stuff and the Nintendo Wii stuff that he has here. These are some more of your common games that are out on the store floor, and then he has the more collectible ones in the glass case, which I will show you just here in a little bit. But this one right here, Space Raiders for the GameCube, never heard of that one, so that was kind of interesting. I was, kind of peeping that one to see if maybe I wanted to pick that one up. And then, of course, like your classics on the Wii U. And of course, guys, I recommend definitely collecting for the Wii U right now. They're still fairly cheap. It's, like Darksiders 2, $11.99. I mean, you can't beat that. That's a great game on the Wii U. And I believe one day these games are going to be super valuable. And right here, you got Mario and Sonic Olympic games. That one was okay. I don't know. But one game I definitely recommend for the Wii U is Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land is so much fun, and it's super cheap still, $11.99. He had a couple copies of that, so that's something you're looking for. He's definitely got some. And then, I mean, I know this game's hated on so much, but Star Fox Zero, I don't know. This game is super cool. It's really fun. The controls are kind of wonky and they're weird, but it's still a fun game to play. I definitely recommend checking it out, and it's, what, 20 bucks used, so not too bad. Now, whenever I go into Retro World, I always jump over to the PlayStation side because I want to check the PlayStation 1 discs and the PS2 disc and see what's going on over here, see if there's anything that catches my eye. I'm not collecting for these consoles right now, nor the PS3. I'm just not. I don't have a working PS3, but I am looking for a PS3 Fat that can play PS1 and PS2. So when I pick one of those up, then maybe I'll start collecting again for the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. But I am on the hunt right now for the PS4 games because I got a PS5. There's not a ton to play on the PS5, but it's backwards compatible with PS4, so why the heck not? There's a couple of games here that caught my eye, and I'm always going over the PS4 games because they're not super expensive. There's a lot of games that you can find between the $10 and $20 range. So this one right here, Beast Quest, kind of caught my eye. It's something weird, something different. I've never seen that game before, so I was thinking about picking that one up. So then I spotted an indie game that I've actually been kind of looking for, and that's Blasphemous for the PlayStation 4. And this is the deluxe edition. So this one actually comes with stickers and a poster, and I'm happy to say that they were in there. So I was stoked finding that. Awesome find. Because usually those stickers are gone. I mean, every sticker that was in there was complete. Child of Morta I was also thinking about picking up, but I passed on that one for now. So not only does Retro World have a ton of video games, but there's also collectibles. There's comic books, there's action figures, there's signed footballs, there's Pokemon cards, there's baseball cards, all kinds of cool stuff in there. And as you can see here, yes, it's still a work in progress, but they are getting it going and getting it situated, so everything will be available for sale that's in their inventory. But there was actually something I wanted to highlight in this video, and it got sold. It was a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out screenshot that was made into a poster and framed, and it was signed by Mike Tyson. Oh, I wanted that so bad. But he did say that he had one more, so I don't know if he's keeping it for his personal collection. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping I can get my hands on it before it goes to somebody else. Now, one thing I definitely want to take a look at is some of the OG Xbox games, because, you know, some of these games are backwards compatible on the Xbox One or Xbox Series X console. I love that Microsoft is doing that, because there's some really great games on the original Xbox. However, I didn't find anything this time in the store. And now, of course, to some of the retro game selection that he has in his store. I did go over the Super Nintendo games. There was a couple things that I kind of was interested in. But I want to see what he has in his glass case. So here are some more games. We got some 3DS stuff, some DS stuff, some Atari games. Now, I do not collect for this console because I don't own an Atari anymore. So I'm not looking for these types of games. These are really, really retro, but I do have a soft spot for the console because it was my very first console. That was when I was introduced to video games. So it's kind of cool just to see these and look at the old Pac-Man cart, for instance. I love that kind of stuff. But one console I do collect for and that I do play on occasion is the Sega Master System. And these are ones that I always take a look at, take a glance at. I mean, I just really love the box art on the Sega Master System. They're very minimal, but they just look so cool, so retro. I just absolutely love it. Take a look at Rambo First Blood for this console. It looks great. It looks so cool. Like I said, it's very minimal, but it just really pops off that case. So yes, love seeing this in his store in Retro World. There are some loose carts here. I'm thinking about picking up Rastan next time I come in, if it's still sitting there. So there are a few Switch titles and then a bunch of loose NES carts on the store floor. So that's something you definitely want to glance at while you're there, because there's some great prices on these games. Very competitive to eBay prices, and you don't have to pay the shipping. Now, Steve and Retro World do have some working arcades in his store. However, they were not turned on at the moment, but he did say these are functioning arcades. Pretty cool to see the NBA Tournament Edition cab along with a couple others. Like one of my favorites here, the Neo Geo MVS arcade cab, which he has multiple carts for. I mean, we're talking a whole box full of carts. Really cool to see that. I can't wait to hang out with him and get that turned on and play some of those games. Then we got Rally Bike, the original arcade, and then he's got some arcade one-ups that are also for sale in the store. And then, of course, let's take a look at some loose carts on the wall here of Nintendo 64 carts. And also some of the Sega Genesis inventory is right below here, where you can find some loose carts and then some CIB Sega Genesis stuff. But, you know, oh man, look at this Nemesis statue. Super cool. Now let's take a look at some of the glass case inventory. This is where you're going to find like your Donkey Kong 64, Pokemon Snap, those kinds of games. Your more sought after Super Nintendo games, like maybe, Super Castlevania 4 or Magical Quest or Batman Returns or, Contra 3, the Alien Wars. These are going to be more of your spendy style games or more of the sought after stuff. But as you can see there, the super set in the back there, that's mine. I've been waiting to get that for a while. It's just the box, but anyways, I still want the box for my collection. So as you can see here in this footage, he also sells new products as well. He does order stuff so you can use your retro console on modern TVs and stuff like that. But there's a ton of consoles there as well, guys. He's got a Sega 32X complete in the box. Really nice shape. I'm surprised that hasn't just flown off the shelves. And he does order Hyperkin stuff as well. So you get your Hyperkin consoles here. Like the Retron SQ or the Retron 5. So a lot of retro game stores are a buy-sell trade. So just like a lot of other stores like Retro World, he does buy movies and compilation DVDs. So that's cool to see. He will take those in on trade. So he will add them to like an account that you create in his store towards video games that you might want. And there also is a $1.99 clearance rack, which I thought was pretty cool. There was actually a couple cool games I saw in there, like The Last of Us, Ninja Gaiden 3. Those are all great games. So you can get the physical versions there for I think they were for the PS3 for $1.99. That's a steal in my book. So actually the owner of Retro World, Steve, let me look at some new inventory he got into the store of this big collector out of Twin Falls, Idaho. Is actually where Steve came from with his old store before he moved to Nampa, Idaho. And this guy brought in some heavy hitters like Metal Storm, DuckTales 2. As you can see, Dragon Warrior 4 complete in box and some really minty NES games here in this box. He's still going through the inventory, so he didn't want to pull it out and it's kind of scattered everywhere for me, which I totally understand because there's a lot of value in these boxes. But he brought in like 3 full boxes of some really awesome games and it's really great shape. It's really cool to see this stuff, just firsthand and be able to get an eye on it before it goes on the store shelves. And a lot of this stuff is going to go pretty quick. So guys, this is it. This is what I wanted to highlight in this video because this is what Steve called me about. Said, dude, you got to come on down to the store and check this out. He has in his store right now a Nintendo GameCube kiosk that came from GameStop. These are really cool. I love these kiosks. I wish I had one. And it's fully functional GameCube with the demo disc, the promo demo disc that's in it. All original parts on it, original screen and everything. And actually this TV screen looks great with the GameCube. The GameCube is built for a TV like this. So it has that flat panel on it. It just looks really crisp, really clear. And there's some exclusive things on this demo disc. Like you guys just saw Paper Mario 2. That wasn't the title of Paper Mario for the Nintendo GameCube. I think it was Paper Mario and a 1,000-Year Door or something like that. So that was really neat. And then you get a Game Boy Advance game that's built onto the demo disc as well with Mario Pinball. It's a fun game. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I actually own a copy of it. It's fun to play. But yeah, it's very unique because there's not a Game Boy player built onto this thing. You have to have a Game Boy player in order to play Game Boy Advance games, but they were definitely pushing that back in the day with the GameCube. So it's really neat that that's on there. There's a couple other games like Splinter Cell. I think there's a football game on there, and then maybe even Super Monkey Ball. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's like a handful of fun games to try out on this kiosk. And I just love this kind of stuff because yes, it is a spendy boy and it is hard to get a hold of one of these for sure, but it's definitely very unique. I mean, man, it's been what? it's been like almost 20 years or something like that since the GameCube's been out. So this sucker's pretty old, and this one's held up pretty well. So thank you to my beautiful wife for actually demoing it for me for this video. I really appreciate it. She was such a trooper with that. But if you guys are looking for a Nintendo GameCube kiosk for your game room or your house, Retro World in Nampa, Idaho has one. And like I said, it's a spendy boy, but these are original parts and everything on here. Really cool. I love this thing. And another thing that he got in is this right here, the Amiibo Kiosk that you could find at like Toys R Us or GameStop. Pretty cool. Someone actually found this at a thrift store, so that was a really neat find. But he brought it into the store, and I'm going to see if Steve can turn it on. So as you guys can see here, the Amiibo Kiosk works awesome. I love this thing. I love the lights on it. The display of the Amiibos on the bottom, and the touchscreen is super cool. So just real quick, guys, also Retro World will be headed down to Salt Lake City, Utah, so some sort of like Comic-Con style show. So I'll let Steve explain that to you real quick here.
Okay, so we're going to FanX September 22nd through the 24th. It's like a Comic-Con. There's going to be a lot of TV celebrities, comic book celebrities, going to be some video game celebrities, artists, authors, all kinds of stuff. It's a really big event. We're going to be there in a 10x10 booth. We'll be selling video games, comics, anime, all kinds of stuff. We'll buy, sell, trade there as well. If you want to bring your loot there, we can trade, sell. We're going to have a lot of exclusive items there that you don't see in our store. We have more expensive things, heavy hitters, things like that. So
awesome. Can't wait to check it out, man.
Cool. Thanks, Nick.
So yeah, that was really fun. Thank you so much to Steve and Retro World for letting me film in your store. I really appreciate it. I love coming in there. It's really fun. And like I was saying, guys, this is one of very many vlogs I'm going to be doing on this channel. So if you love game hunting or hunting for anything 90s and 80s retro style, whether it's video games, action figures, comic books, come along on the ride with me. Hit that subscribe button. It's going to be a fun time. I promise you. There's a lot of places to see in southeastern Idaho, and you hit the right channel if you want to check out where to go to get some really cool video games, comics, action figures, etc., those kinds of things. It's going to be a fun journey. We have a lot more stores to highlight on this channel. And make sure to check the description below where you can find Retro World, his Facebook page, his Instagram page, and of course his phone number and address. So anyways, guys, take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.